I have smelled, sampled, tried, purchased, swapped a lot of fragrances since I got into this. But these 10 right here, these are the best that I've ever smelled. Out of everything that I've smelled, these are the best that I've ever smelled. This is the niche edition. I'm also going to do a designer edition, so make sure you check out for that. I don't know which one I'm going to drop first. Drop my intro real quick. Now this list, I'm not gonna lie, this list was extremely difficult because I've smelled so many great fragrances. But these 10 to me are the ones that wowed me the most. These are the 10 that had the biggest impact on me. These 10 stood at the top of the list for me. So of course, there's a lot of stuff that I had to eliminate, or a lot of ones that I had to try to fight for. And these are the ones that just didn't make the list, so these are the honorable mentions. The crazy thing is these honorable mentions could have actually made the list, but I made one rule, one fragrance per house. So we have Cacao Moon by GEEZA, we have Creation E by ROJA PARFUMS, and we got Portrait of a Lady by Frederick Mal. This was painful for me to put these 3 on there, so it technically made the list, but you guys know that. Without further ado, let's get into the list. So number 10, we have Hut Man by AMOUAGE. Hut Man is one of the most beautiful summer fragrances that I've ever smelled. It's like citrus, limey, it's just so good. Chris, Mr. Siage, rest in peace, he's the one that introduced me to this fragrance, and it was love at first sniff. Like, I could go on and on about this fragrance, but I feel like this is a must-have for people that like fresh, citrusy, warm fragrances. Like, this is just a must-have. Number 10, we have AMOUAGE Hut Man. Number 9, you got Coco Moon. Now, you guys have heard me rave about this fragrance, but just talking about sweet coconut, pineapple, like, this is just an intoxicating, delicious fragrance. Like, I absolutely love it. People absolutely love it. I have a full review on here, so make sure you check it out. But this is another summer, spring banger right here. This, I feel like it's a must-have, and it's greatly priced. You can't go wrong with this one. Number 8, we have one of the best amber vanilla fragrances out there, but we're talking about Grand Soir. Full review on this as well, but talk about beast mode, talk about classy, talk about warm and just sexy. Like, this is the fragrance right here. I feel like this fragrance just hits in every cylinder. I feel like you can kind of wear this fragrance all year, but I feel like it's much safer in fall and the winter. But man, this fragrance, like, man, I can preach about this fragrance all day, but just check out the full review so you can see everything I have to say about this. But man, I'm actually mad that this was lower on the list, but the ones that's on top of this is just so fire. That's how you know this list is about to be crazy. That's how you know this list is about to be fire. Number 7, now this is a fragrance I've heard about for a very long time, and that actually finally got displayed on last year, like early last year. It's Naxos. Naxos is one of the best tobacco fragrances out there, and I see why people get raving about this fragrance. And I'm mad that it took me this long to put this fragrance on me. But man, it's like a fresher, easier to wear tobacco. Because normally when I think tobacco, I think heavy, I think dark. But this is kind of on the lighter side. Great performer, great. It's smoky, it's resinous. Like, I just love this fragrance. It's just classy. It's worth every single penny. Like, I absolutely love this fragrance. I just have to have this in my collection, and I gotta have this soon. And as soon as I do make it, I know you guys are gonna get a full review, so just wait on that. Number 6, this is a fragrance that I purchased last year. It's a fragrance that's been going around, people been raving about it, and it is Fan Your Flames. I bought this fragrance. I wore it for my birthday last year. I got a full review on that. But man, coconut, rum, and tobacco. Now, I know that sounds like an unusual combination because I've never really seen that combination before, but it works. It's sweet, it's tropical, it's smoky, it smells boozy. Like, this is just an amazing every single time I wore this fragrance, people were complimenting the hell out of me. Like, and I feel like you definitely gotta dress up this fragrance too. Like it's just super high class. I can go on and on about this fragrance. Just check out my full review on it. Alright, now this was the really hard part. Top 5. Starting in at the top 5, we have Side Effect by NISHANE. Man, when I tell you this fragrance, like when I smelled this fragrance, like I had to sit down. This fragrance just was like, I was like, man, look, I've smelled some crazy fragrances, but this thing, I was like, my goodness, like, this it's just dark, it's mysterious, it's sexy, it's like nothing I can describe. Like, this fragrance is just so crazy. And when you look at the notes, you're just like, I see the notes, but I just don't get how these notes can make this fragrance smell this beautiful. Like, it's just amazing. Like, it's earthy, it's almost leathery, it's almost powdery, it's almost boozy. Like, it just has so much going on, but it's so simple. And I just don't even know how to describe that. It makes sense, but this is just a super, super classy, good fragrance. And it lasts all day, and it's worth the price point. Absolutely. I would pay retail for this fragrance any day. If you want to smell like a king, this is the fragrance for you right now. Number 4. Now, you guys know I've been talking about this fragrance a lot, and I've been saying this is my favorite fragrance right now at the moment, African Leather. I have a full review on this fragrance. It's a sexy fragrance. Like, the notes and the way this is blended is just so greatly done. It's amazing. Like, this is a fragrance that's fit for a king. What I love about this fragrance, like calling it African leather and using African spices on it and utilizing it so well that people from Africa can smell this and recognize this as an African fragrance, is just an amazing job. Kudos to the perfumer. This will forever be in my collection. Like, I would never not have this fragrance in my collection. Number 3. Now, number 3 took me by surprise because Portrait of a Lady was my favorite fragrance from Frederic Malle until I smelled and sampled this fragrance. I am talking about Promise by Frederic Malle. To me, the reason why I kind of took over and pushed Portrait of a Lady out of the number 1 spot was, in a way, it reminded me of Portrait of a Lady because this also has roses in it. It actually has, I believe, 2 or 3 types of roses in it. This one has the animalic, kind of Middle Eastern vibe to it. I feel like it has incense, it's smoky, it's earthy, like it just has so much depth. It's just so rich, it's so potent, it's so powerful. I've never smelled a fragrance like this, and when I put this on for Philly Fashion Week, people were like, oh my goodness, like this just smells like money. Like when I'm talking about these fragrances and I'm saying this fragrance is fit for a king, I truly feel like this is a king's fragrance. Like, this fragrance is just godly tier. Full review on this coming soon, so stay tuned. Top 2. Now, top 2, I'm just gonna say top 3. Like, these fragrances, I would pay retail for all of these. Like, matter of fact, top 5, I'll pay retail for all of these. Number 2, we got Candy Aoud by ROJA Perfumes. Now, this fragrance right here is a gourmand fragrance, and they said that they want this fragrance to smell like this dessert. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the name of the dessert, but I'm actually gonna put a picture of the dessert here because I'm sure while I'm editing this, I'm gonna find out the name of the dessert, and I'm gonna tag that on there with the words. But to me, I don't really think it smelled like that dessert, but this does smell decadent. Like, it does smell like a dessert. Like, it just smells edible. Like, it's sweet, it's musky, it has so much depth going on, but it's so beautiful and it's so well blended and it performs pretty well. But this fragrance right here, like, I feel like you have to dress this fragrance up because it's just so classy, it's so rich, so powerful. And even though this isn't, when I think gourmand, this isn't what I really think, but this does smell like something that you just want to eat. Like, this is a delicious fragrance. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to own this, and I can't wait to review it. But there's one number 1, and there can only be one number 1. Out of all the fragrances I mentioned, this is the fragrance that when I smelled, like, I was just like, like I feel like my soul left my body when I smelled this fragrance, and I was like, I don't care how much it costs, I'm going to pay it. I'm talking about Killian's Apple Brandy. Killian's Apple Brandy is the best fragrance that I've ever smelled. Now, this is even including the designer fragrances, including all the niche fragrances. This is #1. This is the best boozy fragrance I've ever smelled. I believe it has a cognac note in it, and man, that cognac hits you and you're just like, whoa. And I'm not sure if it's vanilla, but man, it's a sweet, it's just so refined, it's so classy. Like, this fragrance is just in a world of its own. And I know I've said this about pretty much every fragrance on this list, but that's why these fragrances are on here, because they're the best I've ever smelled. But this one, not saying that this is a class above all the other ones, because I feel like when it comes to the top 5, or I would say at least the top 3, they're all kind of in the same seat. But I feel like this one is the one that sits in the middle. Like, this right here, man, this is Rolls Royce, this is Bugatti, this is private jet, this is all of that right here. Like, I feel like the people that got the money, like, this is what they wear. And if you want to smell like money and you want to feel like that person, this is definitely a fragrance for you. Well, guys, thank you so much, and I'm really curious, what is your top 3 best fragrances you've ever smelled? Try to keep it niche. Let me know down in the comments, I'm curious. Thank you guys for making it all the way to the end. Now, 3 things that help this channel out a great deal. So the first thing is liking this video. Second thing is commenting. The third thing is, if you like the content that you just watched, please subscribe. And don't forget to smell stylish. See you guys next time.